Yeah, yeah. Baby, come and talk to me. Jodeci.
Hey, you guys, welcome to cashaestar and Friends. I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. So, we're just
Hey,
gonna talk about stuff and give you the game. It's me, Cashay Star, and everybody else want to introduce themselves. Kenny.
what's up, y'all?
And we got Judah. Judah calling from Florida. How the weather over there? It's
Beautiful right now. It has its
beautiful.
days. It has its days. Today was a hot day. Tomorrow, I think, gonna be a hot day, and Saturday's gonna be
Y'all
a
don't have
cold
to.
day.
Miami,
Or,
Florida, or
or,
Miami?
or cold Florida, as in 70 degrees is cold for
Dang.
us.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
So
I know that's right.
Judah living a life over there. And we
That's
got
what's up.
Tony. Say hi to everybody, Tony. And everybody, please say hi to Ashley. She tried to join us today, but she couldn't come in because I don't know. I don't have this thing down pat yet. So everybody say hi to Ashley.
Hey,
Hey,
Ashley, you shouldn't have left Ashley, man. You shouldn't have left Ashley.
I could.
Next time, try harder.
First of all, Ashley is my homegirl, so Ashley already knows we'll be
Next
back.
time, you try harder.
Skinny, it was hard. We were supposed to come on at 8 o'clock. It's 8:37.
Damn.
Trevor and Zay, could y'all say hi to everybody?
Hey, Zay's not here right now, but he'll be here soon.
All right, so since Zay is not in, we'll talk about. Oh, we can't talk about that topic without Zay. So the topic of the day is, well, the topic that Zay is going to chime in on is how you feel about interracial couples. That's another one Judah is here for. But the other topic was, is it ever okay to date your exes, your friends, your homies' ex? When is that ever acceptable?
We talking about the hood way, like in the hood, or in the suburban area? Like, which way are we talking about?
We talk about, is it a way?
All around the whole.
Is suburban people different? Like, does they find
Kind
that?
of, sort of.
well,
Kind of, sort
country
of.
and in the country is different as well. I grew up in the country, and y'all wouldn't believe that there is literally people in this world who have kids by two cousins,
Yeah.
or there's sisters that have kids by the same man.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Even
I
in the
don't
hood.
think it's okay, but
Even in the hood.
they do that. I just
Yeah.
feel like, I just sometimes feel like, depending on, I feel like everybody, I have some girlfriends who ex is somebody who they went on a date with one time. That's
Okay.
not an ex. Just because you went out with them, you liked them. To me, technically, it's like, unless you know there
So you
was something.
well, I kind of feel like it's different. Like I don't have that many exes. I only have a few boyfriends, but I have a boyfriend where go ahead, do your thing. But then you do have your personals where you feel like your friends can't go there. But you do have, like, everybody, you don't take your personal where you like.
I think that's a female thing because guys,
Yeah, exactly.
so kind of different.
It's a
If you
female
had it,
thing.
I wanted to. So call me when you're done with it.
What?
And it happens like that.
I mean,
No.
that's just what it is.
Like that.
I'm sure you have personals where your friends can't go there. I'm sure you do.
It depends on the person and the situation.
I'm sure it's
And
personal.
like you said,
I got some homies that might go behind my back. You never
That's-
know. And she might not say nothing
but
either.
but like you said, they go behind your back. So I feel like it's a way about, hey, respectfully say something and see where that person's at. Because, for example, like I said,
Ain't
you
no
have.
respect. Ain't no respect in the hood.
I know it's not, but
There's no
she's.
respect. There's no such thing as respect.
It is
in the
not,
hood,
but
no.
at the same time,
No.
you got to think that each individual person, when they make their decisions and choices, is based off of their character, the things that they
Basically,
know,
yeah. I totally
the things
agree.
that they know, where they grew up, what someone else. Sometimes it's other people's opinions of what it is or what it isn't.
First, we have
For
to
me,
define who we talking about. We talking about black people or niggas?
I feel like
You know what
honestly,
I'm saying? There is a difference. Black people or niggas. You know what I'm saying? Depends on what we talking about.
I was with
Yeah.
my
That's how I
home.
look at it.
I was with my homegirl and she's white, and she was like, "Yeah, my sister hooked up with him once, and I went out dating him, and I think it worked out." And I'm like, "Wow, your sister? Like me and my sister can't do that." It had to be some type of understanding. I don't know.
She white, but she from Frankfurt. We don't consider them white. You know what I'm saying? It's a black population. We really don't consider them white. They niggas too.
What do you think?
I have a question.
So-
I have a question. So Judith said, am I pronouncing your name?
Judith, without
Yes.
the S.
Okay, you said if they just went out on dates, like a date or two, and you as my friend, you would feel like, okay, you only went out on a couple dates. It's okay for you to date him after I dated him?
I'm not saying like it's okay. First of all, it's like I said, it's a communication thing, because you have that situation where if your homegirl come to you after she get off the date, right? She just met the dude or whatever, and she be like, you know what, he's totally not the one for me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The dude might, you just already confirmed and said that he's not the one for you. It was just one date. Have y'all been intimate? Whether if you have or not, it was just that thing. You didn't really have a connection to say, hey, da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? If I know it's somebody that, if I had a friend, like one of my best friends, I know dudes that will be technically considered off limits. You know what I'm saying? Somebody she's been with a long time. She complained about issues that was with him and stuff like that. By now, I already kind of got a connection with her and him to know, hey, this is his character. So obviously I would want to be with somebody who probably dogged her or did her wrong, because he's not going to treat me any different as a female either. But like I said, there's incidents where, hey, you might meet she might met somebody, or y'all might have met them at the same time, and tension was here for a second, but then they didn't click. That ain't so, to me, so-called say that's your ex. We literally just met them together, and you said you didn't click. He said you didn't click, and he said we had a different conversation. Our conversation level may be different.
Wait, you gotta hold your question.
What if like y'all went out on a date and it didn't work out, and your girlfriend like, well, since it didn't work out for you, can I date him?
That's what you saying.
I have done that. I haven't had no problem. Just for the simple fact, like I said, it just depends on where it was at. It's like, hey, you tried. Like, I'm just a person, like I said, love is anywhere, everywhere, and you just never know what it is. And if I don't have a connection with the person, who am I to sit here and tell them, hey, you can't find love, and your love might be my friend, or my friend can't find love when she could? Because I might turn around and say, you know what, I think you should date him because you got a better connection to him than I do, because we have different tastes in guys, but he actually acts more like somebody you would.
So you passing her off to the girl?
Huh?
Yeah. So you will pass me. I'm not passing you off. If you couldn't find him on your own, whether we had a connection or not, if you couldn't go out and find him on your own and find out y'all got a connection without me having to date him first, and then you find out, no, that's not
Judah, I can't.
Why, Tony? Why?
Because you find your man on your own, and I'm gonna find my man.
But hold on, baby, slow down. That ain't your man, baby.
And that's the thing. It's like
okay, you find your date on your own, and I'm gonna find my
listen, Tony.
Okay, this might be a female thing, because niggas is totally different. Okay, let me let you know one thing. If I take a young lady out, it didn't work, I didn't hit, and my man say, hey, let me take a whack at it, and he hit, I can't get mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever works for them, works for them. Maybe she wasn't my type, or I wasn't her type, you know? But, you know, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, because females, we vibe on a different thing. Now, men don't really have...
You'd be surprised the females I know. Around here, or around in the hood, it's different. It's every man, every woman for himself. Period. Ain't no respect, ain't no nothing.
Read the comments, y'all. Can I read the comments for a second?
Read the comments, because this getting good. It's getting good. You hear me? This one, you know what I'm saying? This some good shit here.
Okay.
You hear me?
So, L. Luke,
what's up, nephew?
What's up?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Ashley said it's a no for her. We good. Tori said I had a friend who couldn't stand the person I was talking to while we were dealing. Then 2 years later, them same two had a baby. See,
and that's the thing. If you always
y'all stop.
Stop. Because I gotta think in the back of my head. Now, 2 years later, you going down with somebody I was with. So that means 2 years while while you was there down the line, you was always checking for him.
Hold
you
on.
Always
That's
thought
what-
he was
that's
the
what
Hold
one
on.
when I was with him.
Hold the fuck on. Why you gotta think it back in your head? I mean, if it's B, let it be. Like, you on another life right now, so why does it even
No,
matter?
just
because
looking at
you
this
don't
person
want
while I
to
was
dip
dealing
in
with that
something
person.
that your homegirl dipped in.
No, Tony, it don't
Yeah.
work that way around here.
I agree, Tony.
It don't work that.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
does.
you agree to disagree, but it
Because
don't work
this is
like
my
that way.
thing, Skinny. This is my thing. Now you messed with my ex. Now you know how they say, oh, that's my leftovers. Now leftovers is supposed to be when you ready to go warm it back up, you could go get your leftovers. But if you already done dipped in my leftovers after I done, like I don't want it no more.
Some niggas
Okay.
like
What if I
leftovers.
want to
And I'm the type of nigga, I like leftovers. It is what it is. I mean, I'm a nigga. I mean,
double back. What if I want to double back and I can't double back?
how you can't double back? Can you double back?
You can't. You can is one of your friends.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, it's neither, like, I can't, how can I explain it? Like I said before, every man and every woman for himself. So all that morals and morale and thinking, that goes out the window. It is what it is around here.
But
Like,
I
it
get
is what
what
it is.
I get
What's
what
the
you
question?
said, because it's like, look, I'm married. I got an ex that I don't really care that much for, and I got a friend that I'm like, dang, they'll make a cute couple, but I know she's not gonna want my leftovers, so now she's gonna have to find somebody else.
You'd be surprised how
So
people.
the question is, do you want
The
somebody?
question.
I thought we were talking about interracial relationships. That's what I thought we were talking about.
Hold
But
on.
it just went from here to there to there to there.
The right say is, when is it okay for you to date your homie's ex? Is that okay? So we're gonna read another comment. Hey on Tracy. Willie Weathersby, that's our cuz. He said, don't care who my ex get down with. When they became my ex, it is what it is. I don't know. How you feel about
They
that?
I don't
they
think
mean-
it's so
they
much
mean
as
relationship
who
ex?
the ex is. I think
Yeah,
it's
relationship.
more so who the female is. Because
Or the
then I
male.
have to feel like-
Or the male. Or the
male.
person.
Because then I have to feel like you not really my friend. You really not my homie.
That's
So
not nice.
all the
Now, how
time,
could you feel that
friends.
way? How could you feel that way?
I personally,
Because if we're friends and we have a connection, I'm inviting you over my house. You eating at my table. Me and you cool. We busting it up. We going to the mall. We going, and then the whole time you was going back behind my back. Messing
Exactly.
with somebody I dealt
People
with.
are people. You gotta understand, there's a whole world out there.
But
There's a whole world out there.
that's the point, Skinny.
Everybody don't have the same standards and moral and ethics that you have.
Skinny.
Everybody don't have what you have. So you gotta excuse people for their ignorance. Because they gonna do what they gonna do,
admit that
whether
it's
behind
ignorant.
your back or in
So
front of
you
you.
admit that it's ignorant.
Yeah, it's very ignorant, yeah. But
It is ignorant.
you know, like I said, niggas or black people. But what was you saying, baby girl? By the way, you were saying something that happened.
who?
You.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
I
what you-
haven't said anything else. No, I'm saying
Oh, okay.
I was just pretty much saying like like I said, I feel like if there's something that is known and established, yes, I would feel a type of way. Like I said, if it's somebody that I ran into, if I'm like I'm engaged, so obviously this is a long time ago, but if I ran into someone in a club, the dude bought me a drink, and later I didn't talk to him after we left the club, 2-3 months later, I see my girl out with him, I'm not going to have an attitude about it because I don't even know him. I have girlfriends that would turn around and meet somebody, have a drink, and all of a sudden that's their boyfriend or that nigga who they was with. You didn't really entertain him. That wasn't an entertainment. So it's kind of like it's a conversation to ask to say, hey, I remember you talked to him. You cool? Go ahead. I don't even know that dude. You know what I'm saying?
What if you did know him?
That's what I'm saying. If I
love
knew,
passionately
if
and it didn't work out and you moved on and he with your girlfriend.
like I said, if I did move on and something like that happened and she knew that this person is who I with, yes, I would feel some type of way.
Why?
You know,
why?
I wouldn't, because in a sense,
You just don't. Not my leftovers.
I mean,
I'm not saying. I'm just. You have to have the open mind about everything. There's a lot of people out here that don't have morals like you guys have.
But you didn't let me finish to say what I said. I said I will feel some type of way about it. But if that's what makes her, if that's what
But
makes
you would
y'all
be able to
happy,
sleep,
then go
right?
ahead and
You
do it.
would be able to sleep that night, right?
Obviously, because if I didn't, wasn't with him, it was a reason why it didn't work. So
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
ponder on the negativity of the situation. Me, I typically look at every situation like, what did I do wrong? Because it took two people to make
Maybe
this
you didn't do
situation
that
not
wrong.
work.
Maybe
And
people just wanted to be nasty.
exactly. And once
Maybe they just
again,
wanted
if
to be
she,
nasty.
and
Maybe
once
they just wanted to
again,
have
if
sex,
she,
and
and once
that's what
again,
it
if
is.
she wants to go
It's a whole
along
world
and
out
try,
there,
and once again, if she wants to go along and try and go through the same exact shit that I
She
went through
wouldn't
with
be your
him,
girlfriend
then
after
that's
that.
her problem.
She
But
wouldn't be
if
your
it
girlfriend
turns
after
around
that.
to be different, then it's different.
I'm gonna
She
take
wouldn't be your girlfriend after that.
I'm gonna take
Huh?
a pause.
She wouldn't be your girlfriend after that.
I do have a
Sade
girlfriend,
said
I
a
said she
girlfriend
wouldn't be
that's
your
still my
girlfriend
friend.
after that.
Sade said she's
I do
Like,
have a
wouldn't be
girlfriend
your
that's still
friend.
my girlfriend. Yes,
Huh?
she's still my friend. Yes,
Okay.
we're still best friends.
All right, well, that's good. That's good.
But she's not even with the dude anymore, so it doesn't even matter.
and that's why it's not worth it, Judah, because you go ahead and you link up, it's not worth for friendship sometimes. But I feel like at the end of the day, it has to be somebody you take personal. Like everybody you was with, you don't take personal. I have boyfriend exes that if you want to take a crack at them, go ahead. Go
That's
ahead.
what I'm saying. If it's something that you know it wasn't established good or great, or you asked, then it's like, okay, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Because
On the female perspective, yeah, I get it. But on the male perspective, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, people in the comments, let me know how you feel. I do know.
excuse my language, is fucking. I'm sorry.
Like
I don't mean to be blunt out like that. That's what it is. It's fucking. So either your girlfriend with her or he with her, that's just what it is. Some people, they nasty. People real nasty out there. Real nasty. Yeah, they nasty. Trust me, nasty.
So you're saying that it's
Nasty.
nasty to date somebody ex skinny? Is it nasty?
I think it's nasty. But that's what people do. It's a whole world out there. I say again, it's a whole world out there. You know, they don't have the expectation of good things. Like, that's they niggas.
yeah.
That's what
So
it is.
people
Trust
in
me.
the comments, let us know, have you ever did something like this? I have somebody that was supposed to go on, Renee. Hi, Renee. We didn't know if you got kicked off or what happened. We sorry. And he, Kira, and Sade agrees with Judah. She thinks like if it wasn't a big deal, who cares? What you think, Zay? Can somebody date your ex?
I think it depends
If
on
you
like how.
if, God forbid anything went wrong with you and your wife, because you see one of your homies with
Now, see, that's different.
No,
That's
see,
his
that's
wife.
different.
No,
See,
because
now you
you
want
never,
stuff out is different.
You
No,
you never
it's
went
the
on like
same
that.
damn thing.
No,
No, it's not. Like I
Yeah,
said,
it is.
no, that's
absolutely not.
I think if
that is
even
totally
like,
different.
all
That
right.
is definitely an
Okay.
off limit thing.
even if
Okay.
it was like a long relationship.
Baby
I
daddies and husbands
Nigga,
aren't off limits.
I've seen niggas that
No,
have
I think
babies
if
by
they
the
was in a
and go ahead
I
and fuck
think
their
they was in a
sister.
deep,
Like,
I think if they was in a
yo,
deep
that's
relationship,
come on, man.
I would leave
Just
it
like you
alone.
said,
Like,
to two sisters have a baby by one dude, they brothers, sisters, and cousins. Like,
yeah,
come on,
that's why I
man.
wouldn't fuck with it.
There's a whole world out there.
That's a
They
lovely Thanksgiving,
nasty.
right?
They
That's a
That's
lovely
why
nasty.
we growing
Thanksgiving.
up in some of our neighborhoods,
Nasty.
you know, our mom got, you know, their both of their kids' baby dad is best friends. So I would
Damn.
leave it alone. Like I wouldn't fuck with it because I wouldn't want, like I don't want my children, you know, that's just weird. It's a little small circle, you know what I'm saying? How do you even handle that? And then beyond that, if we was in, now it's different if it was like somebody like you didn't give a hell about, but like any type of relationship at all, if y'all both called each other boyfriend, girlfriend, I ain't messing with that.
Yeah, but
I
a
would
lot of
never want
people,
somebody, I don't
a lot
think
of people
nobody
that
would mess
will,
with this.
a lot of people
What if
that
y'all
will
double
to
back?
say fuck your
What if they,
feelings. I'm
and
going
what
in.
And I'm agreeing with Zay. What if you want
What
to
if
double
I
now
agree
we
with
get
him too.
together?
I'm just saying, there's a
What
lot
if
of
we
niggas
get
that be like,
together?
fuck
Now
your
listen,
feelings.
men
I'm
do
going
this.
in.
Now
I'm going to fucking.
men do
That's
this.
what it
Men,
is.
Question.
even though they was with somebody, you know, men 9 times out of 10 still think like every girl they ever dealt with look at them like they're the most special man they ever been with. So even when they leave, they you know, they might get mad center with somebody else. Now that's gonna fuck your friendship up, cause now he 9 times out of 10 your best friends is the one that tell you dirt. That's even if they never fucked your girl yet. They first thing they start telling me is,
True.
you know, he don't even deserve a girl like you. You know what I mean? But who's to say like when y'all get together, You know how you even gonna look at it? It's just weird. I think you should just leave that shit
Well,
alone. So, like you just said, there's so many people in the world.
Yeah,
ain't
you
gotta
be
do that.
surprised. Where you might be waiting to the next nigga. Like,
Man,
that's
you
just
turn
what
the
it is.
corner, you gonna find 3 more whores or 3 more people you like. So I would
Thank
say,
you. Thank
I
you.
would just say it's no
Thank you
big
so
reason.
much.
There's
Thank
no
you
well,
so much.
on the comment of the statement that was made of having like, well, what if I want to double back? My thing about that is everything is meant for a reason. So God had you do what you did
Yeah,
because
but
He
what
didn't
if
want
that
me to
reason was
double
for y'all
back
to
to
get
you
with?
because
What
I'm
if
not
that
gonna go
reason?
back after that.
Wait,
It's like,
A
well,
lot
you
of
done
people
did
do
you.
double back.
Exactly.
I had
But
double back.
No, hold,
I triple back.
that man,
I ain't gonna
Hold
lie.
on, hold
I
on.
triple back. I ain't gonna lie.
Listen, the thing about the double back is everybody that you broke up with don't mean there was a bad person. Y'all could have just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. So some people do
okay, and
double
now
back.
we never seen somebody say, "Yo, now that you're not in my life, I see what I was missing."
It happens.
Like,
That happens.
no,
It happens very frequently.
That happens.
Now
It
listen,
happens very frequently.
You might have been conjuring that y'all gonna spend the rest of your life with this man for 6 years. Y'all stop talking for 6 months, and he see you with his, he can hit that on you. You ain't about to let them sit. It take time for that to move your head. Now he playing with you and string you along just because you don't want to see you with another nigga.
All right, yo, we gotta
can't. That's a slippery slope. You can't get into that.
True. I agree.
We gotta get to the comments. We gotta get them a chance, y'all.
I'm gonna grab a cigarette real quick.
Go ahead. So Merlin said, yes, that's not cool. They said, I've had a friend to do that to me, but we aren't friends anymore because she knew she was wrong. So that's the clear way to break up a friendship. Tori said, that's the difference, because they said he's right. People do it, but that doesn't mean it should be done. Marilyn, that's crazy. My kid's father asked me, would I be mad if he messed with one of my friends? And if she okay with that, she wasn't never my friend. True. Willie said, when I'm done, I'm done. My car don't even go in reverse. Oh, Marilyn, I want to add you in, but it would not let me add more people in. I got to add you in the beginning. So if you want to be a part of our next topic, you got to let me know. We'll go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll make sure that you're added in. Go ahead, Tony. Okay, how about this? If you're married, okay, a few of us on here married, Judah's engaged. If you're married, should you be worried about it? If somebody said, hey, I want to date your ex and you married, is it okay then? Is that it?
A lot of niggas
Yes.
say yeah. A
It
lot of
ain't
niggas
even.
say
It don't
yeah,
even
but
have nothing.
in their mind they be like, fuck no. I wish the
No,
fuck
listen.
you would.
It don't even have nothing to do with it. You can be completely over with the person. This don't have nothing to do with that right now. You know what I'm saying? It's so many people in this world. You know what I'm saying? You mean to tell me that this is the beginning stages, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not sitting here saying, I'm just thinking it's a respect thing. Now, I'm telling my kids, if you 9 times out of 10, if they're your best friend, you're telling your kids that this is your aunt. You know, this is their aunt, this is their uncle.
Mm-hmm.
You know how fucking weird it's gonna be a year later? They're gonna see that this was their mom's ex, and now it's just weird. Why this? And we're fucked up. Some of the shit that we're doing in our black community,
it happens daily.
it doesn't happen in white people communities.
They cool with it.
They do the same
It
thing.
happens all over the world, baby.
No, it doesn't.
All over the world.
It does.
It happens all over the world.
No. Listen, let me explain. When you look into the black community, everyone's related to everybody by the 3rd or 4th generation. Because ain't nobody leaving the neighborhood, and we're all fucking related.
Right.
That's not happening in white communities and Puerto Rican communities.
You
can look down the block and you like, yo, that's my aunt. She had a
White people
cousin.
have kids by their own kids. Stop
And
it.
then now, you relate to everybody. That's not happening in our communities. What I mean is, white people branch out. They. Now, I'm not saying yes, it's 6 degrees of separation. So eventually, you might be with my cousin, but you might have 6 uncles, and now 2 of your uncles got a baby. But it's just weird, man. Like, and then next thing you know, it separates families because I might not like him, but this is my uncle, but it's also my sister's dad.
It happens every day.
Yo, and uncle, that's what I'm trying to say. It can happen, but this is what's fucked up our communities.
It happens every day.
They just said she's not related to her husband, and y'all can stop with that.
It happens every day.
Since y'all grew up in the same neighborhood, 3rd, 4th generation.
I know.
No.
I know little cousins as brothers and sisters.
Ask this. Ask her, is she related to somebody that's related to her husband?
Uh-huh.
Or ask her
Is you related to somebody that's related to King?
What the
I agree with what they're saying. She know me from when I lived in Philadelphia. We grew up together as little kids. We moved back to Florida to Inverness, where my family had their roots from after slavery. Okay, so they have land and stuff. My kids' grandfather, my kid's dad, grandfather was the same thing. All of his family is rooted there. So we do have family members that are related because I had a cousin that married one of his uncles.
Get the fuck.
So that means
it happens every day.
Right, but that was a cousin that married one of their uncles, but we're not blood. Their kids is blood to me, and my kids are blood to him. So you know what I'm saying? So it's not like we're connected, but like he said, because the community is so small, at this point, because I have 3 sides of my family there, plus theirs have another 2, they can't date anybody back at home because they're almost related to everybody. And sometimes people twice because of that situation.
It happens every day.
But like he said, it's because it's so small, and wherever you grew up at, you tend to date in your surrounding because that's all you know.
This how you can stop that. Because me and my cousin bumped into a guy that I had dated, and I was like, go ahead, girl, wasn't that deep? We ain't do nothing, that was fine. But my thing is social media is something else. We got a mutual friend and y'all dating, you need to call me on the phone and find out, hey, who is this and how you know? Don't just
that's not true.
No.
So you said now now with social media, any person that jumps in somebody's inbox, you should text all your friends in a group chat and say, hey, do you know them? And have you dated them before? Because I mean, because you at this point in life, you have plenty of fish. You got Black people meet. You have the internet dating and all of that kind of stuff, and you're just liking people that you might connect with, and then you turn around and start having conversations. Then you run into your girl, because remember, y'all might separate. You go off to different colleges. You go live somewhere else, and then boom, you run back into each other. And she be like, hey, I know him. I used to date him back in the day. Well, at this point, we got a connection, and it is what it is. Should I stop? Should I stop my relationship that's been going on for 6 months because you told me now that you dated him and I didn't bring him out in the open because I wanted to see where it goes or it grow? Does that make me a bad friend at that point? That's another question as well, because how am I supposed to know if we had our separation at some point? Just like you, like I said,
private, how would you know?
Exactly.
People
like I said, you're way in Philadelphia.
Private.
If I came back up to Philadelphia and dated somebody, you'd be like, girl, I dated that boy back in high school. How would I know?
Yeah, that's true.
So now I can't talk to him no more because you turned around and said that.
Pick me. Can I?
Tag your ass.
They won't let us talk. Let's go like that.
Go ahead, Tony.
This is how I feel. Now, say if you mess with a boyfriend I wasn't so fond of, that's fine. But in the back of my head, I'm always going to be looking at you funny. So now I'm thinking, can I bring now, come on now, you play with my husband, then it's a problem. Because, see, I might didn't go to jail over that boyfriend.
Come on.
You better say it again, Tony.
I wanted to go to jail over that.
You better say it again.
But like you said, that's the difference in relationships. That's the difference between your husband, your baby daddy, and...
But if you keep that same mentality as you keep for the husband, as you keep for the boyfriend, I don't want nothing my girlfriend got. I don't even think me and my girlfriend...
That's you. That's you. Everybody don't think like you.
Well, that's just nasty. I don't...
Everybody don't think like you. Okay, so for me, it's just like, I cannot bring you. I have to feel comfortable with that. If I go to the bathroom and leave my man around you, you ain't trying to seduce nobody. You ain't trying to bend. I can't. I like.
But I feel like at the same time, But
everybody
even then,
different.
But at the same time, I feel like everybody know that friend that will do that. And that's the friend that you don't bring around. You know?
They'll be there for you, cry with you, fix your weave, be all good with you, and in the back of their mind, they wanting your man the whole time. Trust me. That's the truth. They be sneaky like that. They be sneaky. They be real sneaky. You be thinking you got you a real good friend.
Oh, shut up, Tony. Nobody wants you. I'm fucking with you. I love DJ. That's my man. That's my man.
That's
He's a
true.
good father. He's a good father.
Like
But you
that
be surprised. You be surprised.
Yeah.
You know, you got a good man, good father, good home.
because they be saying how he
Listen,
is with you.
them bitches try to snatch your man right from
And
my
once
money.
again, they see how he is with you, but that don't mean he gonna treat them the same way, and that's where
They
they
don't
have
give
to
a fuck about
learn
that. They want what she got.
that it ain't
They want what
the
she
grass
got.
ain't always greener on the
Yeah,
other
but
side.
they
They
don't
on
give a fuck
married
about
men
that.
for sure.
They don't give a fuck about that. They
Yeah.
want what she got. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them whores in your house. Don't let them fucking whores in your house. They trying to break your shit up. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, don't you bring them in your house. You know what I'm saying? You don't supposed to have nothing. All you supposed to have is one girlfriend. That's it. 4, 5, and 6.
That's true. That's
No.
out. That's out.
No, you just have one
Exactly.
girlfriend. One
Exactly.
girlfriend. That's it.
Because
That's
everybody
it. You don't, no more, no less.
get your
Yeah.
friend.
Don't bring them bitches into your home. Don't
Exactly.
you do
I
that.
just feel like
Washing
you should not
the
want
dishes
if
and
your
shit. Looking at your
girlfriend,
man.
if your
No.
girlfriend kissed that boy, if your
Cover
girlfriend
that topic.
did anything
I
kind
hear
of
you,
intimate
Kiara.
or sexual with that boy, you shouldn't want it. You just should not want it.
Well,
It
listen,
will
like I
cross
told you
you.
before, what I told you before, these hoes are nasty. And they'll do anything to get your
But
man.
if it was vice
They
versa, what would you
nasty.
do? If you got you saying right now, okay, keep that one
Huh?
girlfriend. But what about if now you got a whole bunch of friends? And again, what if when you broke up with your girl, one of your main dudes, like somebody you call brother, is now with your girl? How are you going to
First of
feel?
all, I'm almost 50 years old. I don't have too many friends. I have a lot of associates, but I don't have too many friends. I have
Like,
family members. I
talking
don't
about
even know.
with Jamie Foxx and Amy, what is her name? Katie Holmes. Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise was best friends. Soon as Tom Cruise divorced Katie Holmes, Jamie Foxx was on it. Now they in the
That's not right.
Well, that's another whole money bracket. Yeah, that's a whole tax bracket.
Really, that makes
Yeah,
a
that's a
difference
whole
because
nother
of the money
tax bracket.
bracket. That
I
makes
just
a
feel
Yeah.
so silly. Once
Yeah.
again, like I said,
That
when
bitch
we
trying to
talk
get the
about
yacht.
husbands
She
and
trying to
baby
get the
daddies,
car.
that's
She
had
trying to
heartless.
What you was saying,
You
Judith?
know what I'm saying? That's a different
No,
tax bracket.
What you saying?
That's a
Uncle
different
Skinny, I
tax
feel like you
bracket.
didn't answer my
I,
question. That's first, Uncle Skinny. I feel
What
like
was
you
the
didn't answer
question?
my question.
I'm just say it again, niece.
It was me asking you, what if one of your friends swooped in on
I
your
don't have
girl
no
or
friends,
somebody you broke?
baby.
Okay,
what
I
is
have
one of your
associates. I
cousins?
don't
one
What
of
of
know.
your
your cousins
associates.
or your
How do you
brother,
go?
somebody, your uncle, somebody
What you
just
mean?
swoop in? Like, what if one of your
Scoop my
cousins,
old Joe? Scoop my
one of
old
your,
Joe?
How would you
yeah,
feel?
one of your cousins, uncles,
Look at him.
Yeah, I'm born and
brothers?
raised in you can let me all you want. I was born and raised in the hood. I mean, you know, you gotta expect the unexpected. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a
I know, but
hard heart
at
out
the
here.
end of the
You
day,
know what
I
I'm
feel
saying? But
like everybody,
you
at the
know,
end of the day, everybody has feelings. I'm not going to say nobody's going to be heartless about
of course
anything.
so. Of
Even
course.
everybody's
But
going to
I'm
feel
just
some
saying,
type of way about it. It's
yeah.
just to the certain extent or a level of saying, hey, is this person tolerable that you can get over and
I
say,
don't know.
okay,
I ain't
cool
gonna
and
feel that
fine?
type. I don't think I'm
Or
gonna feel
if,
I
that
don't think it
crazy.
would move me. I don't think it would
Yeah,
move
I
me.
don't think I
At
would.
all.
I'm gonna be real honest.
I don't think it would move me at all.
Period.
It is what it is.
One of your
No,
personal and your friends know if it's personal or not. They know how personal. Your personal should
yo,
be. Every ex is not personal.
if I've been with somebody, if I'm with you and you were able to put it in your head to go deal with somebody that you know was close to me in my circle, I'm gonna just look at you like you a trifling bitch, and there's nothing in my mind. Like at that point, I'm not gonna have no respect for you.
Yeah.
right.
But it happens daily.
It does happen, but
You know
then
what I'm
at
saying?
that given time, I would say I would be more hurt that I ain't see the signs that you was just trifling, not
Yeah.
as an actual
A
relationship.
lot of
Because
trifling,
you're with
a lot of
somebody that has
pretty
value.
trifling
So
Jones out
now
there.
that you said that,
Pretty and trifling.
being that you
Pretty,
said that
I
she was
mean,
trifling,
gorgeous
would
and
you want to
trifling.
double back to somebody that was trifling?
Hey, Joy.
No, my mindset would
Like
be
I
dead.
said,
Like I would
it's
never
a
be
whole
with
world out
somebody
there.
that
I'm a
used to
nigga
feel
too.
like
I
that.
probably would.
I wouldn't.
I
So
probably
to
would.
say, to say
Yeah, I
what
would.
Judah said,
I would never
I
date
would.
nobody like that.
So
I
listen,
would.
so Judah
Just a
said,
smash.
if y'all just went out on a couple of dates, y'all wasn't
Uh-huh.
all in there, y'all was just kicking it,
And
and
I didn't hit.
y'all did,
I didn't hit.
you didn't, yeah, you didn't
I didn't
hit or
hit.
nothing like that. Y'all didn't hit no.
Even if I did hit.
I think once you confront your friend and your friend says okay, I feel like if you're a friend and
Who's
you know,
not gonna say okay if they in a relationship, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not
Ain't nobody gonna say that.
Don't
But
worry.
they gonna say it, but they're not gonna mean it in the
I'm
back of their
okay.
mind. In the back of their mind, like this shit ain't gonna work.
I'm gonna look at you sideways for the rest of our friendship, knowing that you know that I was with this person and you're gonna. It's not about the man; it's about the principle. Period.
Some
Period.
people in
It's
jail right now for the principle.
what?
They in jail. Some people in jail right now for the
They
principle.
won't be
You know what I'm
my.
saying?
They
So
won't.
who do you? So okay, so I'm Skinny. We already know how you feel. I'm talking to Kiara, Cashae, and Judah.
Why you
As
ain't talking to
females.
me?
Because you
why
said
you ain't
I
talking
get
to
how
me?
you feel. I get how
Huh?
you feel.
I'm
I
just
get how you
saying,
feel.
like,
But I'm saying
Say
from a
that.
woman's point of view. Who? Because I read in one of the comments somebody said the woman's supposed to have a higher standard. So do
that's
y'all
not true.
believe?
That's not true.
I don't believe
That's
that's
not
true either.
true.
I don't.
No,
But
that's
do
not
y'all
true.
believe as females we supposed to have a higher standard to like it's
Supposed
supposed
to.
to be up to us?
Supposed to, but everybody know ain't supposed
But
to do
I
this.
feel
It's
like
supposed to do
if
that.
that
It's
guy,
supposed to do that.
but I feel like if that guy, like I know a person who was dealing with somebody, well, was liking somebody, and the guy came up to her and was like, look, no, you can't do that. That's my homie. We don't do that, just that and the third. So I feel like if you in a good space, not a good space with your ex or whatever, if y'all was in that place where he could say, or you could come to him and say, you know, oh, you talking to my girlfriend, that was my girlfriend. You can't do that. Like, just don't hold the female to that extent. Hold that man to that extent too.
Yeah,
Because
of
we
course.
let
I
the
think it's a
man,
person thing. Yeah.
why do
Yeah.
he get to get off the hook fast?
And my
Cause he a
thing is,
nigga.
not in a
That's
relationship.
why.
You
And
used to have
she's a lady. Supposed to be. Supposed to be.
They trying to talk. They talk. They. I think this is our talking point finger.
Oh, is it? Okay, that right there.
We made
No,
it.
I think that could be true, but like it depends on what type of homie it is. Like as far
Exactly.
as a circle, nobody's even gonna think that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody would even feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like you don't even go. Now listen, everything is context because you
Whoa,
might
you
have
can't
smacked
speak.
the girl
You can't
with your
speak for the
homie.
rest of them. Maybe that's how you feel,
Yeah,
but I'm just saying it's supposed to be in that circle. I get that, but you can't really think how they thinking. You really don't know.
But a woman,
Unless you,
you should always want to hold yourself higher in the stand. Like there's some niggas out here, they'll fuck anything. You don't want to put yourself like
they'll fuck the
woman should
mom, the
think, like, I
cousin,
hold myself
you know
higher
what I'm
than
saying?
that.
The grandma.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
If you
saying?
going to have that mentality,
Yeah.
like I got some friends. I tell my wife all the time. I got niggas I know will fuck my wife.
And that's the thing. You know those friends.
There you go.
That's just in them.
There you go.
That nigga, not only would he fuck, I got some niggas, they might fuck my wife and my mom and fuck they mom. If you want to hold your standards to that, then go be. Now you got some, like that's what I'm saying, you can't level the
That's
field.
why I don't fuck with everybody. I
They're
don't fuck with
dirty
everybody.
niggas. They're gonna fuck anything.
You know, they call some people call me sometimey and all that, but I just don't want to fuck with it. I don't need no new niggas in my circle. I don't need no new niggas. I'm 50 years old. I don't need that.
I seen some women, they got two men that are both pieces of shit. And I see women trying to defer
Love them to death.
one man, and neither one of them are good. You should be saying, bitch, dump them both. But you'll be like, all right, he seemed a little better than him. And then a woman to think, oh, wow, he kind of good and latch on, but he ain't no good. He might come on Monday through Friday, and the other one come on Monday through Wednesday, and you tell him like, listen,
that's what she used to. She used to that.
Both of them ain't shit.
Yeah, she used to that. She love that.
You should be
she honored that.
A woman should have a mindset of like, yeah, I ain't just gonna be out here. Like, if you are a natural woman, because who knows, I might have seen growth in you. Like, we might have not worked in 06, but we might work in 2010. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, both of us might have been too young-minded in 2006, but 2020, we might click. Don't you sit to disrupt that. Now you might be in a relationship with a nigga that's not gonna fail in a year. So just because you got a man, he might not be perfect. We might can come back, and if that does happen, I want to look at your morals. What did you do? Yeah. He a man. He could tell you. A man looks at everything. Like I said, if my wife was to do that, I just like she's a dirty. There's no coming back from that. Now you done seen people get married, get remarried, get married, divorced, divorced 2 or 3 times and keep getting married because we bump heads, but we still kept a respect there. When you doing shit like
everybody ain't like that, bro.
Different box. You know, so
everybody not like that.
like
Everybody don't think like that.
I feel like the respect is on the female side and on the male side because just
maybe
like
it's on the person
side.
Ain't
no respect for you. That man ain't had no respect for you either. Because a rule for me, a guy is going to be like, no, I know that's my. Well, what I would hope somebody I was dealing with would say, no, that was my, that was my old joint girlfriend. Da 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 da. But you can't just hope that the female just like, no, you my girlfriend. No, that guy need to have that same respect for you as well.
Yeah, around here,
you are here. Listen, I'm not thinking that.
Around here, let's go out and smoke. Let's go out and smoke and talk about it.
It's not
nasty.
Nasty. That doesn't sound unfair. I'm not telling you. I'm not a person.
Yeah, that's the icebreaker.
This just fits for men. When I if I had a daughter and I had a son, I'm going to teach. I want my daughter to make better decisions when it comes to relationships than my son.
Of course.
Like I'm not trying to tell you that it's not a man shouldn't be respectful. I would never tell you that. You're missing what I'm saying. If it's, I'm sorry if I'm coming off like that.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, smell what you feel, baby.
By any means, like you're gonna be the one that's gonna be pregnant for 9 months and then they're gonna leave out the door. Some niggas will have a baby and they don't even never want to raise the baby.
A lot of niggas, not some. A lot of niggas.
Can you get pregnant, have a baby, and never deal with them?
Absolutely not.
So why would you put yourself around somebody who mentally could think like that? Are you getting what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not telling you.
I'm
not telling you that a man shouldn't have respect. But what if there's niggas out here with no respect? I know niggas that know that they're children,
a lot of them.
and they elect not to say nothing because they don't want to pay child support.
So then again, that falls on the female because you should know what type of guy you dealing with. You should be able to say, I know.
They do know.
My girlfriend.
They do know. That's what they like. They like a nigga. They like a low down, dirty, grimy nigga. Sorry.
Mom was dealing with this guy. And when Mom was dealing with this guy, me and him wound up going to the bus stop together. And I called Mom on the phone like, girl, you never guessed what such and such did. And she was like, what, he tried to talk to you? And I'm like, no. She like, that's just the type of guy he is.
Because she knew that nigga.
She knew that
nigga. She knew that nigga. She knew him. She knew him. Yeah. Well, she knew. She knew.
The guys with.
Yeah.
You just getting, as you like, you know your friend know that man too.
Yeah, but exactly. a lot of women, you know what? They in the bank, they're in real estate, they nurses and damn near doctors, engineers, but you know what? They got this nasty, grimy ass nigga at home.
Oh Lord.
You hear me? Yeah, they got this nigga at home. Like I said before, you know what I'm saying? Like they always say it, I want to say it again, the working man is a sucker. Well, I'm just going to have to go and be the sucker, that's all. Yeah. You know, but you surprised. Them niggas
and
get
my
all.
sucker come home every single night. You
know, it's like, if you work, your credit good, you got over $10,000 in the bank, bitches don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, but that I ain't gonna lie to you.
All they want is the blunt. Blunt, and they want to fuck, and that's it.
We need to, listen.
Yeah, I said it. I'm gonna say it again. They want a blunt and they want to fuck, and that's it. I said it. I said it. It needs to be said. I said it. I don't want no bitch like that. I'm telling you what type.
I don't know what
these. They everywhere. Watch out for them. They like roaches. I don't trust them bitches. And a lot of them, they real pretty. They real pretty.
Women
you be surprised.
Understand they need more.
You be surprised what they want. No, you be surprised, man. It fucks me up. Them bitches come in the barbershop. Yo, like, this nigga come home 5-6 years later. I don't even know this motherfucker. I've been cutting kids ever since they was 1. Now this nigga come home, talk about no, cut it like this. Fuck how she want it done. Like, nigga, who the fuck is you? Like, them bitches love it. Oh, they love it. That nigga hustle. Oh. I'm not hating on the hustle, man. I'm just saying, ladies, get a working man a chance. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Jimmy,
I had to say that. I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
Self-respect.
Continue. I
Somebody
apologize.
Self-respect.
they just don't want blunts. They want crab
They be
legs.
so pretty. They be
They
so
want
pretty.
crab legs. Too.
Self-respect.
They don't just want blunts.
Who said crab
They
legs?
want crab legs and blunts. I'm
Man,
telling you.
It's too
I'm
funny.
telling you.
Maryland is
he
funny.
said they want crab.
Nasty. They pretty too. They real pretty.
Listen,
You'd be surprised. She take care of the kids. She take care of the nigga. She take care of the car note. She cool. That nigga at home hustling and playing the motherfucking Xbox all fucking day. You rotten, dirty bitches.
He doing what she
You rotten, dirty bitches.
Now
You
listen,
know?
we got some.
We
Listen,
putting that on the
Yeah, I
show,
said it.
Skinny. Don't worry
I
about
said it.
No,
It
listen,
needs to be
'cause
said.
listen, you rotten dirty. Yeah.
Hey, wait.
And
I'm
vice
sorry.
versa. Vice
Sure.
versa.
Some men,
Vice versa,
while
yeah.
they at work, they out here fucking niggas, sneaking niggas in the crib. Fucking.
Bitch gonna fuck a nigga in my house. I'll
It's
be
like
damned.
that. It's good and
I'll
bad.
be damned. You hear me? I'll be damned.
You got
And then
some
when-
niggas, they know
In
they
the morning
got
time, when I leave, that bitch gotta leave. I got how pretty she is. She got
you
the
got
roll.
some niggas,
She got the roll.
they know they
Yeah, I said it. Yeah, it needs to be said.
You got some
The-
niggas
the
that
gloves
know
is
they
coming
girl too, they
off.
don't say shit.
Oh, no, skinny.
Yeah.
Gloves come on. They nasty. But they so pretty, you'd be surprised. The nicest person you ever want to meet, you'll never meet her nigga. You'll never meet that nigga. He at home. He at home chilling, playing the Xbox, waiting for that bitch to get off. You hear me? You got the PUA coming in. Yeah, I said it's PUA.
No,
Don't nobody know what I'm talking about, right? You know what the fuck I'm talking about. The PUA, and that nigga sitting, waiting and hustling.
He got
Man, I hate them niggas. Them niggas get all the coochie, man.
I hate them
They
niggas.
get all the coochie, man. But I ain't no hater though. I'm just saying.
That's
You
true.
know. Yeah, that shit
Nah,
that
that's
shit
the
drive me
realest
up the
scenario.
wall.
You really
Mentally.
gotta be,
Mentally.
the more
Mentally,
piece
it
of
drives
shit
me up
you
the
are,
wall.
the more you get laid.
Huh?
The more piece of shit you are, the more you get laid. That's a fact.
Why is that true?
That's
I worked
that.
like a dog for 35 years.
No, but
35
listen,
years.
listen.
I got my own everything. Bitches don't want that. They don't want that.
Feel sorry. That's why I don't feel sorry for
They don't
females.
want it.
I don't feel sorry for females. I don't.
But they don't feel sorry for themselves because they go out and X that nigga and get the same
I
nigga
don't
just
feel
like him.
sorry for you because you already know he a piece of shit.
But that's what she loves. That's what she wants. That's all she know. It's like the
It-
blind leading the blind. Them nasty.
Nah, but listen, it be
You
so fucking retarded.
know what I'm saying? They
be
misguided. They are misguided. To think that the working man is a sucker. Ma, you be surprised. It'd be the
Nah, I know,
nicest,
but
prettiest
hold on,
girl.
though.
She got a good job. She got her credit all the way up. But you know, he got the nigga at home fucking up a
Nah,
car,
not by now.
fucking up
Not
a
by
credit.
now.
Like,
Her
it's
credit not
sad.
good by now.
Huh?
By now, it got fucked up. It ain't good by now.
She
Now
go
it
out and
got
get
fucked
another
up.
one. She go out and get another one. Thank you,
But-
bitch. Yeah, I said it.
It is.
I said
That's
it.
the thing.
I
I would
said
say
it.
if you had self-respect,
Yeah.
if you had
Thank you,
self-respect
bitch.
for yourself, you wouldn't even deal with a nigga like that.
That's true. That's
Get me
true.
out.
And
That's
it
how
is
they hear that.
And
You
it's
gotta
sometimes
put that-
it sometimes
on their
take
self-respect.
sometimes it do
Self-be
take
educated.
women.
Talk about, I don't
Why
fuck with
did you-
guys like that. Bitch, you's a lie. I saw that nigga get in the car with you, bitch. I saw you.
No,
I was
but
cutting
pay
his little boy
attention.
head, and you was right in
Yo.
the car with that nigga. You couldn't even bring that
Yo,
nigga out the
listen,
fucking
and
car.
I really
It's sad.
believe this.
It's sad.
This is why we have to stop pushing the narrative of when somebody, like, you see how your brother was just trying to give knowledge? Y'all take offense in the first
They don't
time-
want to hear that. No,
Well,
they
we
don't
got
wanna hear
it.
that.
What about the men?
Yeah, the men.
Because y'all
They fucked up.
The men, listen to me. The men are going to get better when you set the
That's
standard and self-respect. Are
true.
you getting what I'm
That
saying?
is true.
But like you said,
Right.
you have a lot of women out of here who have a lot of issues. These issues
They got
and
careers.
men as
They
well.
got
Okay,
careers,
you
though.
can have a career
Making
and still have it.
$150,000 a year.
That's
You
fine.
can
But you
have
can.
less converted.
Can I
Listen,
speak?
He gonna have the tattoos
Can
on his
I
eyes
speak?
and his neck,
Can I
going all the
speak?
way around. Go
Can
ahead,
I
I'm sorry.
speak?
Please
Yeah.
forgive me.
So
I
as
apologize. I
as
get
I
emotional.
said,
Please forgive me.
I get you. But there is a lot of women and men out here who have issues that doesn't just stem from adult relationships. These issues go back to their childhood where they never healed from those things. So they will continue to make the same choices
Mistake
and
over and over again.
decisions and choose the same men until
When does it stop?
when they turn around and take time for themselves and heal themselves. You can't
That's
sit here and
55 and
drunk.
60.
The,
She's 55 and 60.
but hey, sometimes it takes people longer to get their blessing than when it's your blessing come to you whenever you're ready to change and you deal and handle those issues. Just for a woman as well as for a man. You can't sit because you're saying 50, 60, but you're saying well, that's when they're 50, 60. But you know how many people who became million and billionaires not until they became 50, 60 years old or 70 years old. Your timing ain't the same timing as somebody else.
Hold on, baby. I was with this girl, right? We go to her family's party, right? And it was her birthday. You know, and we got dressed. We went out about 5th and Market, somewhere around there. Real nice cafe. It was so nice. So you know, we came there late. We came about an hour late. The girl, they start surrounding her, and they were just jumping up and down. And I'm over in the table chilling. Like, you know, they jumping up around, hugging her, like they ain't seen her in a long time. Mind you, she's seen all these people like 2 days ago. And I'm like, well, what was that about? You know, as she sat down, she said, what was that about? Guess what she told me? Guess what the fuck she told me? She said, this is the first time my family ever saw me with a person that didn't hustle. I said, well, how they know? I didn't hustle. I was dressed nice, but you know what? They can tell what type of nigga that she was used to all these years. You know, and it kind of spooked me, you know, but maybe I'm thinking to myself, I'm with this woman. I love her. Maybe she trying to turn over a new leaf, you know, but, yeah, it was amazing. She's like, this is the first time I've been out with a man that wasn't a hustler. I'm thinking to myself, like, how like deep and sad that is. Like, that's like all the men you know of that hustle.
But once again, that's her, baby, that's where her growth is. Maybe she realize and understand that, hey,
she's a beautiful,
if I get what I've always,
person.
If I get what I've always done, if I've done what I've always done, I'm always going to get the same results. So if she's ready for a different result, women, it's just like men. A lot of men not ready to settle down early on. A lot of women say they're ready to settle down in their 20s, but they're not ready and mature up, and they're not ready. Just as well as men get in their 30s, they say they're ready to settle down, but it's not until their later 30s. So it's kind of like it's that same situation. What I wanted when I was 16 years old is not the man that I have now. What I was dating when I was in my 20s is not the man that I have now. But at the same time, at the same time, I prepared myself. When I got to a certain age, I prepared myself for my husband. My career, I went to college. So at that time, I was playing. I did have kids young or whatever. I realized, okay, this is not the same pattern. I want to continue to happen. And now I'm at the place that, hey, I can't date certain people that I wouldn't date before. Mind you, I have dated doctors. But mind you, I have dated doctors. I've had dated lawyers. I've dated real estate agents. I've dated rappers. I've dated everything. But they all kind of still the same.
Was that guy your type? Well, you had to change your whole aspect of your type, your type of thinking of a man should be in your world. Was it your type or wasn't it your type?
You talk about now
when
or
you said change now?
The guy
is he your
now,
type or the stuff that you're used to or not? Like
he is my type because at the same time, every woman we turn just like me. You have a list of what you want and what you feel like you need to deserve. You don't have to sit here and set your standard low to get what it is that you want. And when you're ready to settle down, you can still have everything that I've said I've always wanted. He has it, but I still dated people who didn't have it because they had one or two of those things, and then they still was the person that I wasn't supposed to be or wanted, because in my mind I was just looking at whether it was he was providing for me or he was able to do this, because everybody want a man that to take care of them. But then I've dated that person. I was taken care of. I had the 6-figure dude, but guess what? I wasn't happy. I realized and understand that for me personally, I need to take care of myself and have my own.
Okay,
so
that sounds about right.
I
See,
learned
right
from that. Then I turned around and I let say, hey, maybe my standards are too high. Let me bring my standard down to date people that's not in that category. Then I realized, okay, I date that person, and I realized I don't want to be treated the way he treats me. And he told me my standard was too high. Guess what? If my standard high, why do I have to come down low to be a standard to just say, hey, be with anybody? I'm going to keep my standard where it needs to be at and find that man. Do the man have to make 6-7 figures? After a while, you realize no, because even if he makes somewhere at a certain point, he's still able to provide. Me and my husband, as long as he provides for me, I'm good. But that's not saying that I'm not doing my part and taking care of what I have to do, because we balance each other out and we label each other out.
That's how it's supposed to be. Now, I'm with a young lady right now. She's the total opposite of what I'm used to. I figure since I'm 50 now, I try to do something totally different. And, you know, the girl, she loves me. She's a beautiful person. She's loyal. I trust her. And that's really hard to come by. That's really hard to come by. And she's the complete opposite of what I'm used to picking for myself. And I feel as though I had to change everything. My form of thinking, what I think a woman's supposed to be. Like, you know, an eye catcher, something to throw in your arm. No, you know, I don't think God put me in that place that had a woman like that. I need somebody that's going to love me for me.
But like you said, it comes with, but it came with years of dealing with the things that you did before, because those are things you was looking for before.
Beautiful. I mean,
that's what you was looking for.
So they come in the barbershop, the whole barbershop just stopped. Like, who that bitch? Who that bitch? Yeah, she for me. I don't need that no more. I'm getting older now. I'm getting older, and I'm saying, this girl really,
I don't know.
She really loves me, you know?
I think whenever you're looking for something, you shouldn't have a list.
That's true.
But a lot of people do have lists. They do have lists.
Listen, hear me out.
I'm gonna grab a Pepsi. Hold on.
My mom gets one too.
This how I look at it. I feel like to make a list, you fuck up the chances of meeting somebody great or whatever. Like to make a list, like to me, I just say up your standards as far as self-respect.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm someone that just is pure at heart and is a good person. Because this is why I believe that you might meet somebody, like right now, the pandemic we just came in. Everybody might not have a hustler mentality and might just be a working person. So if it wasn't no job there, they might financially be fucked up right now. But it's a good person's heart and open-minded to everything. Because this is another thing you have to realize.
I tried that, nephew.
You have to find somebody open-minded and willing to grow.
That's definitely.
I thought she was open-minded and willing to grow, but she wasn't. She was just
but like you said, it's about finding someone you can, like you said, it's about finding someone you can grow with.
If you have a list, what happens is going to confuse you. Because a list, you might say, I don't want somebody that's doing this and doing that. Now, what if you meet them and they're doing this and doing that? You know what I mean? Like to me, like when I met my wife, I never looked at any of that shit. I was just like, yo, if I meet somebody that I vibe with and I fuck with, and they're a good person at heart. I believe they have good values and a good person at heart. And we can chill, like we can be cool together. That's all you should look for. Like to me, to make a list, but you gotta understand something. That list could change like that. It was
I guess, but even then, I guess when I did say the list, I think you taking it to a certain thing, because I agree. No, I'm saying I agree with you. I know, but I'm just saying I'm agreeing with you on that, because like you said, when you turn around and you take certain things out of it, and that vibe's there, that love there, like they said, most men know who they want to be with for a long time as soon as they meet them, because of the vibe and the conversations. And even then, like I said, the list ain't so much a list, but it's like your goals. Your goals align together. Is what you want with that person the same thing? Like me, I'm not an argumentative person, so obviously something that's going to be a red flag for me is a person who arguing from day one. That's going to be not a relationship for me. So it's kind of like, maybe it's not a list, but that's something, like you said, characteristic wise, I look for.
Listen, you know how many bitches that I took care of? You hear me? Pretty bitches.
Pretty.
Excuse my French.
You sound bitter.
Pretty. I mean, listen, no, I ain't bitter. I'm telling you what I had to go through to get where I'm at. Hold on. Hold the fuck on. I'm telling you what I had to go through to get where I'm at. You know, if it wasn't for Allah, I wouldn't even be here. So, I thank God for what I had to go through. You got to go through something to get somewhere. Okay, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter, because you got to go somewhere. You got to be at somewhere to go somewhere. And I think I reached the place that I should be at. Excuse my French.
Okay,
I should be right there.
Passionate. You sound
yeah, I'm very passionate. But I used to take care of them pretty bitches Oh, it was a whole lot
That
of them.
was
I
your
used to
fault.
take care of them.
That they doing what they supposed to.
Hear me out. Hear me out. I used to be a John.
What's
You heard me
John?
right. A John.
What's the
I
John?
pay for whatever the fuck I want. Whatever I want.
Ladies,
And that's how I lived my life. When my father
That's
told me
majority
when I
of
was
men.
10 years old. You know what I'm saying? If she pretty, I pay for whatever I want. That's just how it was. You know, that's what a John do. But I'm not a John no more. I'm in a relationship. But I'm just saying, it was a lot of pretty bitches.
Yeah,
Pretty
throw that
bitches.
in
You
there.
know what? You know
But
what it was for
listen,
me?
can you
No,
fuck
hold on.
when the relationship was based off
Hold on.
money?
You know what it was for me? It was just them laying in my bed. I'd be like, damn, look what I got here. You know? But but you know what? It was nothing but prettied up trash. That's all it was. It was prettied up trash. You know, and I'm not bitter. I'm telling you, I was somewhere and I reached my point where I need to be at. You hear me? I'm very passionate. You know, but I took care. I fixed a lot of bitches up. You hear me?
I don't want to
a lot
put
of
that
them.
on them though.
You
got
know?
some women, that's what they're that's how they are. If you based it off money,
Yeah.
that's what they're gonna perceive the relationship as.
My father said, you work hard, you get whatever the fuck you want, and that's what I achieved. Cause my old man told me that.
Actually, I feel
I reiterate. I said anything.
I don't know why
Dad,
women.
He
I
said
don't know why
he
women
said
listen.
anything you want.
People, period. I don't know why women chase men with money. If a man already has money when he meets you, 9 times out of 10, he never gonna have self-respect. He never gonna give you enough respect.
I feel like at the end of the day,
I don't think it's not the money. I don't think it's the money.
If a man
I don't think it's the money. I think
already has money. Listen, if a man already has money, why he doesn't know if you're with me for that's gonna sit in the back of your head.
That's why you gotta
these Jones around my way. They can give a fuck about your money. They just want to know: do you hustle? Yes or no? Do you hustle? Yes or no? Because if you got a job, you're in the way. You hear me? I'm telling you how they think, man. It's real sad. It's real sad.
And listen,
it's real sad. They don't give a fuck about the money.
Listen,
they don't give a fuck about the money.
You can't get mad at them because listen, and I'm not. And listen, please don't nobody be mad at me. But
no, you good.
Even in this thing we were just talking right now, we're putting on society for women to think I could react as a man. Are you getting what I'm saying? Psychologically, we're in today's world. Women, the number one thing we're teaching women or even younger girls is to react as men. Like even when we talk, we have a discussion. A person can't even emotionally take themselves out of it to say, "Well, what about a man?" You know what I'm saying? We have to teach our younger girls act as a lady, act as a woman. I don't care. We're teaching our younger girls.
Right. I agree.
If we teach them to have self-respect and carry yourself as a lady, I'm telling you, now we're teaching them, oh, I could have sex and feel no attachment like a nigga. Now what you think?
That's what these kids doing today. This is what these kids doing today.
Exactly. This is what they're being trained with.
I had this shampoo girl. She done slept with 8 people in my barbershop.
But it's not just. It's just
she was
not
only
you.
Here for
just
3 days.
But it's not just you teaching them. You got to think that this is a whole new millennium. The things that we grew up with and parents and relationship wise that we grew up as children is different from now. We didn't have social media. We didn't have other influence of watching someone turn around and show that, hey, this is what it is. When we were younger, we had our music video, our R&B music videos is different from today's hip hop R&B videos. They were very beautiful women, but guess what? They weren't the way that they're showing it. They're not showing the way that they are now. So now it's kind of like our society is making everything acceptable. So even they're making it acceptable.
Let Tony talk, y'all. Tony got something to say.
It has been going on for
us. Wait.
Go ahead, Tony.
Tony, y'all got the signals. Y'all not letting everybody get the chance.
I got
All right, go ahead. I said go ahead.
I have a question for Zay because Zay said women. I think what you were saying now, you got the women that can put in the roles as men. Okay, so when you say that, I feel like for women, for me, I'm gonna speak for me. When I grew up, my mom raised 4 kids by herself. So my mom always taught me how to work. Don't depend on no man for nothing. You can get your own money. take care of your kids. You don't. So that's my mindset. I was always had a strong mindset. So when my husband came along, my husband is a man's man. My husband worked. My husband believed that a man is supposed to provide. My husband believed that the man is
He's
supposed
a family
to.
man as well. Yeah.
So it was hard for me to get in that position. Like, okay, now you got this man in your household, which you never seen in your own household. So now you have to learn how to play the
Relearn.
position
Father.
as a
Yeah.
woman. So a
You
lot
have to
of
relearn.
times, my husband
Yeah.
don't allow me to do. Like my husband don't like when we grocery shop, I'm helping him putting the bags in the car. No, you get in the car and you
Yeah.
let me put these bags in.
That sounds
You
about
know
right.
what I'm saying?
That sounds about
So
right.
I think for females, we just have to understand that a real man is going to want to lead his household.
That's true.
You not going
True.
unless you got just a weak man who just like go ahead, boo, you got it.
Passive.
A real man is going to want to lead his household, and
Yeah.
you have to learn how.
The man is the leader.
Exactly.
The man is the leader.
You have to be in that position where you could say, because sometimes you got to forget about how you grew up and your upbringing. And now accept your role as the wife and let your husband lead.
But like I said, the thing of just what you learn, what is placed in front of you as a child is typically what you learn and you understand and you get. Just like you were saying that the man, be it typically in a household, a man should be the man or whatever. I grew up in a 2-parent household, but guess what? The women in my family typically are dominant women. My father was very passive. You know what I'm saying?
Go in my house.
So he was passive. So it's like I grew up in a situation where the woman was the head. Yes, I've always wished my dad did step up and say more and did more in his position. I wanted that. But then, like I said, when you turn around and you leave, obviously in the beginning, I was trying to be that head person because that's what I saw. But now but as I've grown and I've experienced other relationships, I've turned around and learned to say, hey, yes, I've always knew a man should be the head of the household. My mama was a pastor, my grandmother was a pastor. So
my
I
mom
already
and dad
know,
both pastors.
you know, so I already
I
knew
know
what
you're
the
saying.
standards of it, but everybody's life doesn't happen that way, and they do what they know. You know what I'm saying?
But as we get older, like I said, there's information to everyone. Now, Tony, what I'm gonna congratulate you on, you just broke that shit down. How I love everything you just said. But on top of that, you put yourself on the shelf until you found the man's man who had core values. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Give yourself that self-respect. Listen, and this is what I'm trying to say. I agree. Now, you might have had a wonderful mother, but she raised you wrong. As far as standards, that's what I mean. We're not teaching our women are supposed, and I'm not trying to sound traditional like a 19. Look, this is what I do. I don't want to sound like a person that's trying to say men rule the world. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is women are very emotional and they make emotional decisions. If you have a man's man, he can decipher emotion and still put critical thinking into it and make sound decisions for his family. With that being said, I just look at everything about how they attacked us. You know, when I look at how they attacked us, as far as even the government, you know, if you notice, the number one thing they did to destroy our community was housing authority. What they told people was we will house you, but you got to remove. Oh, you might be old enough to kind of remember how it was back then. They used to do inspections to make sure, there was no
in the high school. In the high school, I was listening to the guy on YouTube.
They knew that women cannot raise children like you're too emotional.
Yeah, man.
They purposely said we're going to remove men and fuck up the generations after.
That's what he was talking about.
They strategically knew, you know, we'll put this shit on the women. And that's not saying women can't lead. And yes, we have admirations and everything.
You're talking about the black women. You're talking about the black woman, right?
Yeah. And what I'm saying, even I feel like my mom raised me wrong in a lot of things. It's just as you get older, you can educate and you can build and say, okay, I can learn from this. Women have to learn that you have to be led, but don't just let any nigga lead you.
That's the truth.
You have to find a nigga. Like the one thing I respect, Tony, you said, my man is a man's man. He has values. He has core. He has things that you would say, okay, I'm going to be submissive to this. Tony, the thing that I'm saying is teach women to be submissive to the right man, not
Yeah.
just being submissive.
Not the wrong
period.
man.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if we teach women to be submissive to the right man, oh, you'll see this shit start going like this.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna see a big change because they're not being submissive to just jerks. Teach them to be submissive to a man, and that's why we have to do more. We have to do more saluting to men that's like your husband. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they'll realize, okay, this is what we're supposed to look up to.
DJ cool dude,
You know
for
what I'm
real.
saying?
He's a father figure.
And if you teach,
He really
and if you
is.
teach, we just have to teach our daughters, and that's where they're fucking shit up. They're letting women think it's okay to be a man, and men thinking it's okay to be women. Because listen, we gotta understand. So we sit here and having a conversation, and we're pushing that women are bosses, but they're also making men become housewives. So we can't ignore that fact.
Yeah, it's a lot of that shit going around.
Well, once again, but now that you said that, since the man's supposed to be the head of the household, right?
Ain't no supposed to be. They is
the head of the household, and they're supposed to be the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct? Y'all both
ain't supposed to. Yeah. They are the leader.
Okay, they're the leader.
Yeah.
But okay, you're saying, but hold on, you're saying they're the leader. But how are you the leader and the head of the household, and you're letting a woman that's supposed to be submissive to you let you go down like this?
Oh,
what you mean?
I can clear that up for you. That's what you call
okay,
a
he
tender.
said that women who women are start to be leaders and heads of household, and you get a man and your man start going down like this and being the woman to where you're the head and he's the man. But how you're the man and you're supposed to be the stronger person and the leader and the head of the household.
That's why I praised her and said she put herself on show until she met Alpha. She led with saying, my husband is an alpha. Don't just submit. You shouldn't submit to a nigga that's anything like a baby.
But of course, but just like your question that you turned around and said that women need this training or understanding. I'm saying that if a man is supposed to be the man and the head of the household, where is his training to be the man and the head of the household?
He probably didn't have that.
Okay, well, guess what? She didn't have that either. And she probably didn't have the same thing either.
I'll be honest with you.
So certain things have to be retaught.
I don't need
to be retaught. Period.
I feel like I'm doing
what I need
to do as a husband and as a father. And when I'm sitting here telling you my dad died at 7, I had a mentally ill mother. I was literally raised by the streets. Every person I've looked up to are convicts and felons. I swear to God, my line. There's nobody on some real shit. When I say my wife saved my life, I'm not just saying it. I know I would be dead or in jail if it wasn't for my wife.
Right.
Everyone that I look up to, or killing, murder, like that's what's around me. I was still intelligent enough to know, and for real, that was my life until I met my wife and she gave me something to love.
Exactly.
For a man, usually once a man develops a family, and maybe Tony or even Aunt Muff, they ask or even you say, yo, that shit was horrible for me. And then I met my wife and she gave me something to love. You know what I mean?
And I feel like that's the same way it goes for women, because like I said before in my original statement, there's a lot of women that have been hurt and damaged. We know that 4 out of 5 women have been molested in their lives. They've probably been beat. They've been emotionally and mentally abused. So you turn around and they're going to try to run to any man that they feel is the lead, even though he's not a good leader. But once again, when she turns around and finds that man that truly loves her and builds herself back up,
she gonna fuck that up. Trust me, she gonna fuck that up. Because she don't know no better.
No.
She don't know no better. I'm telling you.
Now, this is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm telling you, she don't know no better. She used to what she used to. A nigga.
No, but you got women.
A nigga.
You got women. Like I told
you. It's the truth.
It's not 2 presidents. I'm
so sorry. Excuse my language. Excuse my language.
Get therapy.
No, just today, I saw this girl. I looked at her hand. I said, "This is a beautiful ring. He must really love you." She said, I love myself." I said, "Well,
but at the same,
I want this ring for myself."
That's her individual.
Woman.
She has issues, and that's her individual issue.
If you can't at a certain age, like we all know right from wrong, what we tend to do is say, "Okay, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to take the chances."
True.
Now,
true.
Now, listen, I'm not saying we weren't. I'm gonna be real. 90 fucking % of us was raised wrong, but we still see people come out of it. So I can't use the excuse like, listen, you are a fucking clown if you allow a nigga to say, I don't know how to be a father because I didn't have a father.
Yeah, that's true.
We are cut. No, listen,
instinct, human instinct, human instinct.
Working with no other culture. You can't allow excuses, and I'm not trying to sound fucked up and say that.
No, you're not. Go ahead. You sounding real good right now.
Yo, when I tell you that shit hit my family more than anybody else's. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. Like I was supposed to grow up in CYS. Like I grew up in my mom was mentally ill. I had nobody around. Like I practically was the dad from all my younger siblings. I'm not gonna give nobody no fucking excuse and say, yo, you ain't had no dad. That shit ain't got no. Listen, there are Arab
got nothing
kids.
to do with it.
You know, there's kids in Pakistan being raped at 6 and 7 years old. Who homeless with nothing.
Yeah.
We have
true.
better than them.
True.
We cannot allow excuses. You knew what the fuck you was doing. You didn't care. You still went to smoke weed and like you're trifling, bitch. Get down. You didn't care about
Talk to it. Talk to it. Talk to it. Yeah, you're right though. You're right.
Because listen.
Misguided whores. Misguided whores.
One, they got 2 or 3 kids, and you allow yourself to get the 4th, 5th with the same type of nigga. Like at this point,
no birth control, no nothing. She just going raw.
They need healing.
Let the nigga dump all in her. She don't care.
You know,
she let the nigga dump all in her. She don't care.
Listen,
nasty.
This is the one thing that I take pride in with all my younger siblings with. You know who needs healing? Because our children are the only people out of this equation that didn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
When you put a child in the equation,
True.
no more time for yourself.
But
you have to go into parent mode.
And that's the thing and that's the issue that is, like you said, that is in our community, is that we don't want to sit here as the next generation to break the generational cycle over our children. I wouldn't want my kids to endure and do the same thing for me. My mama, I was the first one out of my mom, 9 brothers and sisters, and grandparents, and probably grandparents over them, to graduate, go to college and graduate. And this is along with over 100. This is along with over 100. Over 100 cousins that's older than me, that's in their 50s as well. You know what I'm saying? But I had graduated high school, pregnant with my son, 18 in high school. Yes, my mom was a pastor. And the first thing everybody said, oh, you're not going to make it. You're not going to do it. So my first instinct was, I have to prove them wrong. But then I turned around. But I had to turn around and change my mindset about it. I had to turn around and say, you know what? Not trying to prove people wrong, but I need to do this to break a generational cycle off of my kids. Now I can tell my kids, you don't have no choice but to go to college, because I went to college completed with 2 kids, where statistics will tell you that if you have kids, you're not going to make it or be able to go to college when you can do it. So if you don't have any, and I try to plan for you not to, I have to break that curse. I can't sit here and say, oh, it's like a person who smokes cigarettes. You smoke cigarettes and turn to your kids, oh, cigarettes going to kill you, don't smoke. What they're going to do, they're going to do it because they're watching you, and you're still living. You're in your 50s, you're living. So you turn around, if you're going to lead, you have to lead by example, but not everybody's stepping up at that level and that point in their life to say, hey, I have to break this generational cycle to say, my mama was Section 8, I'm going to be on Section 8, my grandmother was on Section 8, so now your kid's going to turn around and repeat this generational cycle of not trying to step up and do more, so they don't have to go through the same things you did. You know what I'm saying? It takes somebody at their point in their life to step above and say, hey, I want better for my children. Like you said, we have to leave it as an example as parents. But everybody's not doing it, and you can't make everybody do it, because a lot of people are happy and content in the life that they have, which is as well as
you about to say.
Our generation is fucked. You have to realize that. You know what I mean? But you also
3 generations over now. 3 generations now.
But our generation
3 generations.
Is fucked. You gotta understand something. When they're attacking, they're not going to attack us. They're going to go after the children. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, you have to teach the children. Like, y'all, we have to teach these younger girls to build their soul. Listen, if you put it in your head, the number one way to attack all this shit is to produce strong black men and strong black women. If I sent out in this world, say if I had 10 sons, all 10 might not be great, but if I can give you 6 or 7 sons that go out in this world and are good, upstanding men that understand to get you a black queen and raise a strong family, do you know how fucking mad they would be behind that shit?
Cut.
We have to learn.
That brings us to the next topic before we go. Y'all know we've been on for over an hour. So the next topic, because
is it an hour?
Over an hour. Since they started and said by raising himself and getting yourself a black queen, they really like this is his model. Like you raise your folk and you raise them to date black. Is that it? You raising the black. So with Judah, this wasn't originally the topic, but we definitely went off course, and it has been interesting, you guys. You guys really got some good principles. The second question was, before we leave, is how do you guys feel about interracial dating? Before we go there,
that was the topic from the very beginning, but we got off of that topic. It went somewhere else. It was like hot potato.
I do want to start by saying, so we don't be offensive. Judah come from an interracial household, so
my grandma. I don't mean I'm not. That's not disrespect to anybody. Like, yo, listen, we don't say nothing about the Chinese that brings home the black man. They will look at their daughter and cut her from the family. I'm not saying anything. My grandma mother was white, and she used to tell me all the time, if I bring home a white woman, she'll just be done. What I'm saying is, hell, and you came from a wealthy white woman. I have white mutts. You know what I'm saying? We got a bunch of stuff in it. But in her mind, she believed that, like, what I'm saying is, like, me, right? I'm growing up in a house, my son, y'all looking at a black queen. Y'all looking at a mother that is showing y'all independency, a bunch of things that show, okay, look, honor this woman. This is the closest thing to God. For everyone that's raising, this is the closest thing to God in your house. I feel like it's disrespect for my child. And that's not saying I'm not racist. Please understand something. I got people that I call my brother that's white. What I'm saying is I can't allow my son. I produce a good black young man, who mindset is right. I can't produce that and send him to a white woman who still has other options. That's taken away from a black female that could have now. You get what I'm saying? Like,
so
he needs.
saying you want your son to bring home what he see at home. You see your mom, she beautiful, she black, she strong. You go out there and find what you got, somebody like your mama.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it's deeper than that, Tony. What I'm trying to say is, your son, you raise your son. He's gonna be an amazing young black man. You get what I'm saying? He's everything. He's everything that you would say, damn, I wish I met my husband like that at 18. You know what I'm saying? You produce that type of male, and he goes out here and marries a white woman. We just fucked that up. We need
I think
to marry a black woman.
I think a lot of I don't want to say a lot, but I think with black females, a lot of females feel like black men did them so wrong that they switch over to the other side. And now they go over here to this other race. Because with me, I think we got 6 of us. Out of all 6 of us, there's only 2 of my brother and me who don't have kids that's mixed. All my brother got a mixed breed, my sister, my other brother, all their kids are mixed. So I feel like when it came to me, that never been my thing. I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say, no, I can really say I don't. I think when it came to me, I wanted something like to show my kids that it is still good men, black men out there. So for me, it was like I want to show people that a black mom and a black dad can raise black kids together in the household and it be successful and it work. You know what I mean? Because you see, and there's nothing wrong with interracial dating. I feel like whatever makes you happy, that's what you do. Because that's just, but for me, I love to see black families together. I love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I love to see black men walking down the street with their black wives or their black girlfriends with their black kids. That just does something to me, for me.
Okay.
That just, it makes me.
So you're
feel
saying
like,
no or yes? What are you saying, Tony?
Have
I'm
you ever
saying,
No or yes?
I'm saying you have to. What I'm saying is you have to do what works for you. Now I feel like love don't have a color. Love
No, it
don't have
don't.
a color.
No, it don't.
It
No, it
don't.
Yo, listen.
So
In the grand scheme, I just want to say this real quick, and I'll get off it. In the grand scheme of things, I agree with Tony. But knowing that what we're going through is as African Americans and black people, we don't have time to think like that. You know what I'm saying? Listen.
We're forgetting.
No,
We're forgetting about the
Listen,
black kids
Chinese
in
are not
Lower
thinking like
Marion. The black kids that
Chinese
never
are
been
not
around
thinking
other
like
black
this.
people before. All they see is white
Japanese
people all their life. Like we can't forget about these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Mexicans are not thinking like this. Japanese are not thinking like this. Koreans, Chinese, Germans, they're not thinking like this, y'all. We are the only people, even white people, they're not thinking like this. We are the only people that have been taught love who you love. Yo,
No, I think it's more people than that.
We have
I think it's more people than that.
resources.
I think it's more people than that. I think I'm gonna disagree.
Racism is taught. Racism
Is what?
is taught.
My thing is,
Yeah, it's taught.
It's taught.
hello.
Go ahead, Ma. Go ahead, Ma.
I don't think it's racism.
Well, yeah, y'all should allow me to talk once in a while.
Go ahead, Ma. Talk.
Go ahead, Ma. Go ahead. My thing is, so does that make that make they racist for thinking like that? Because I feel as though I have dated outside of my race prior, and I feel as though love is love. Like I never dated and seen a color, even though
my race too.
black men are beautiful. You know, I like them as dark as it could get a lot of times. But I just never looked at a color. Like it just was whoever I was interested in.
Me neither.
I just
Me
think
neither.
that
I never looked at a color.
I think that is just boiled down to everyone's preference. Yes,
Yeah.
my mom is black, my dad is white. So,
Okay.
but I grew up with not knowing my dad's family because my grandfather was racist. Obviously, this back in the
Is your husband
50s,
black or
60s.
white? Your husband black or white?
My husband is black. And I typically dated, I typically dated black men. And like I said, predominantly, I've only grew up predominantly around black people. You know what I'm saying? My black culture. So for me personally, I connect more with my black culture than I did with my white culture. Even though I know my white somewhat know them, I don't know them, but hey, I know them, you know, type of thing like that. It just wasn't never one of those things of, hey, marry someone like my dad. Me personally, I didn't want someone like my dad. I'm not putting my dad down. You know, I love him.
Say what? You didn't want it? Like, why you didn't want it? Like,
I want y'all to know, you the dad look like the picture of Jesus Christ himself.
Oh shoot.
He do.
Yeah.
He's white blonde hair, blue eyes. And like I said earlier, I know people. I know, like I'm from the country. I'm from the country area, so we have a lot of white, redneck white people. We have a lot of black people. You know what I'm saying? Country black people. You know. So where I'm from now, predominantly there are mixed kids are more acceptable now than I was a kid. So for me, when I was younger. Like I said, I connected more so with black people because my mom put on our birth certificate black. Your black people, your black family telling you you're white. Your white family is telling you you're black. So you're kind of like stuck out there in the middle. And I just felt like, you know, wherever I connected most was for me personally. That's what I did. When I was younger, I was like, no. I didn't want my brothers to date white girls. I would run them off and everything. They have kids by white women. They're married to them. So I'm just like, I personally didn't want a whole bunch of rainbow kids, even though I could still turn around. My black husband could have a white kid because we have, you know, I have white in my genes. But at the same time, it's like at this point, I eventually like healed and just say, hey, if you like it, I love it. But personally, me, I primarily dated black men. I have tried to date some white men, but I personally felt like I was dating my daddy, and I didn't really like
myself. I believe we all the same color when the lights go out.
Then he goes, why he always gotta take it somewhere back there?
It's the truth. We all the same color when the lights go out.
to say I don't believe what they saying is racist. What I believe is when we're in a society right now where they teaching us to hate this right here, not supposed to like it. So when you're now for me, when I'm raising, especially with my daughter, she's not. I have to let my daughter know, like your complexion, who you are, that's beautiful. You know, it's not, you know, you don't have to be a lighter skinned person. You don't have to be hair all down, brain out. You who you are is beautiful. So I think right now with us as black people, we have to teach our children and teach the people that's in our to love who you are. You don't have to be like, oh, well, I'm going to go out here and get me a little white man, a little Puerto Rican man, have us some mixed babies so my baby could be cute, so my baby could have brain out, so my baby could have curly.
But
No,
that's what I had turned around and I posted with my ex. I said I know people who literally hate the color of their skin and will marry someone that's white because they feel like their children will be lighter and prettier and that they will have more of an opportunity. But that's a false statement, because at the end of the day, you can turn around and have mixed kids as a black person and you're still going to hate yourself, because guess what? And you're going to hate your kids or mistreat your kids because you feel like they're better than you. I've seen it happen.
Them white people now mixed kids, they know they mixed.
has a good.
Them white people know they ain't all way white. Trust me. Them white people, they know. Especially them rednecks. Oh, they know. Oh, they know.
Yo, can I ask you a question? No, we'll get to that. I don't want y'all to really think. Understand what
we don't
listen. Because
I just feel like your statement was a your statement was a preference.
If I had 10 sons and seven of them are great young black minds, got great young black minds, and got what I think, like how I think, how I move, what we need to do for us, I need them to be with black women. Them 3 sons that I know ain't shit. Because you might have some kids that you like, yo, I don't think like that. I might have a kid, I'm like, yo, he ain't shit. They can date white women. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not racist. You know what I'm saying?
Once again,
listen,
we the same color when the lights go out.
Community, you know, and I'm not
we the same color when the lights go out.
Because to me, I don't need you fucking over more black women. If you get what I'm saying. Like, you can go hook them up with that. You know what I mean? They'll go through it. With me, I can't raise a young black girl that I know would change the life of a young black man, make him a better kid, and send that to a, you know what I mean? I can't do it because they're already winning.
We have to think about the black suburbanites that never seen other black people. He was raised around white women all his life. Tiger Woods, you know, he a nigga. Even though he don't like to say it, he a black person.
You know? Real quick?
You have a son. How would you feel if your son brought home a white woman?
I give him a slap and 5.
But this is what
I slap and 5 all day long. You know, it's all good.
Because the area I've recently moved in is majority of white people, and my son he goes to school with white kids and black kids, and he sees a majority now that we live over here.
He will be dating some white John.
Yeah,
I'm trying to tell you. So be forward to it.
Because my son is going to have the concept that people are just people. He's not going to have what we had, what me and they have, where we feel like, or where they have, where we want our genes to stay strong. He's just going to see people as people. I'm around these people all the time. It's going to be what's normal to him. So I'm expecting anything he bring home that I just have to love. And I just love people in general. So it just
I kind of agree, but I kind of agree with her. So like she said, we predominantly grew up where my brothers was related to just about everyone. And where I'm from, I would say that typically the black females were very rude and mean, you know what I'm saying, type of thing like that. So they typically was like, okay, this is what I see, so I don't even have a choice of a pick while I'm in school. So they're going to go to the white girls because they feel like, hey, they're not bullying me every day at school or pushing, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. So certain areas, like she said, if you grew up in a predominantly white place and that's all you see, then you're more than likely going to be attracted to what is already presented to you. Not saying that, like you said, racism is built into people, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if it's acceptable and where you at, then obviously you're going to date for what you see and what you know. you know, type of thing like that. But my brothers truly was like, oh, the black girls, they're just mean. They have nasty attitudes. So they already started forming their own mental opinion of what they have seen presented by their own cousins and other people, other black girls that was in school. You know what I'm saying? So that's why their preference came to date white girls. They were like, no to black girls. In the beginning, like I said, I felt assaulted in the beginning about it because, like I said, for me, when I was younger, I considered myself black. I will say, hey, I'm mixed, but it took a lot of me shutting down a lot of pride. I used to be, I didn't want my dad to come to school. I didn't want people to know my daddy was white, all of that kind of stuff, because it caused more issues or bullying. You know what I'm saying? And for them, it was opposite. They rather accepted them being white. You know what I'm saying? Type of thing like that. But it's, for us, it's like you almost kind of have a choice, but I feel like we shouldn't, as mixed kids, you shouldn't have a choice, but at the same time, you do what you want to do, just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
So I love Kiara Lee comment. Her comment, since we're now talking on the fact of kids dating, hers says, Kiara Lee says, no offense, but my kids can't date outside of their race because our ancestors fought so hard to stay together when they were tearing us apart, breaking our families apart. That's what she says.
Who's talking?
It's
That's
Kiara.
Kiara reading the comment.
She reads
okay.
comments.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm like, I don't see a mouse.
Yo, listen, I'm
Yes.
I'm begging you. Please don't let him grow up thinking like that.
No,
You're not. It has nothing to do
no,
with race.
I'm teaching
We
him.
love.
I'm gonna stay out of that.
You raising a very good young black man.
No, I'm teaching him that our black is beautiful. Our black is beautiful.
Yeah, but he still should know not to bring home no white woman.
When he turns 16, that little white girl coming out the house don't say nothing.
Listen,
That little white girl coming out creeping out the house don't say nothing.
Honestly, I brought a white guy home before, and my dad just couldn't take it. And I knew that relationship couldn't go nowhere because my dad just couldn't come home and see him on the couch. This was a long time ago. My dad has grown.
Really?
I don't
think this was racist.
Yeah, he has grown. Like he's really grown. This was when I was young, but at the time he was working for the white man, and he was like, I can't work for the white man and then come home and the white man in my house. I just can't do it. So I knew I couldn't. But you know, so that lead me back towards dating the black, because mind you, I was growing up in Center City, so like my son probably grew up, there was a lot of white people around me at all times. All the neighbors, it was only two black people that owned the condo in our residence, and it was us and another black couple, and that's all I saw. So it didn't mean nothing. You get it? It didn't, you know.
Yeah, I get it.
But I still love my black men. I want to say, if my son bring home a white woman, I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even gonna tell y'all what I prefer him to bring home. I'll be somewhere 5 years from now famous, and this clip will come up, and everybody will hate me. So I'm not saying nothing. I'm gonna just say I'm gonna teach him to love people. And
Listen, y'all, we have to get beyond that. Go ask a Chinese person. Y'all, that's not race. That has nothing. This don't have nothing to do with it. And if this clip comes up, what I'm saying is, there is so many, like there's a young black, y'all, you come from this. Like y'all come from this. Y'all come from.
I'm with you, Zay. I'm not saying
Yo, like
totally with you.
For you to be a young black woman looking for limited resources, you know, like you said, there's you got to worry about if they're not in jail or if they get killed. And then beyond that, you fight through that, and then you got weird niggas. Now you finally get a nigga that ain't none of them and is an alpha ready to lead, ready to take on a black family. And now listen, if white women want to date a black man, there are plenty of black niggas in jail that they can come and get. I will gladly.
That's dirty. That's dirty.
If you looking for a black man, I will gladly.
That's dirty.
Right, all the niggas I know in jail, and I swear to God, y'all could be pen pals. I'll put you in a place with good black men, because they can tell you the fairy tales that they telling our black women. And listen, infiltrate they joint with that. I guarantee you see racism come in all types of ways. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta say bye.
They're not going to allow.
Yo, we gotta let it go. We've been going on for almost 2 hours, y'all.
I gotta watch my show.
All right. Gotta go. So again, this is cashaestar. I would like to thank you guys for watching the Amore Effect, and we're just giving you the game. And everybody else can introduce themselves and tell people their social handles. You can see me on YouTube, cashaestar. Skinny, you can tell them your Facebook and who you are.
Rodney Skinny Harris, Facebook. Uncle Skinny. I'm sorry, Uncle _ Skinny, Instagram.
Go ahead, Judah.
Oh, well, I'm all the way in Florida. I'm all the way in
It don't matter.
I'm Judah Burton on Facebook, and I won't share
Mhm.
my other ones because I like to keep it professional.
Go
Okay,
ahead. Go ahead, Zay, Key to My Heart.
Key to My Heart on Instagram.
Okay.
I ain't
Tony,
got
come on. I gotta go to bed, Tony. Come on.
Judah. I like to keep myself private.
All right, well, all right, cool. It's good. It's a wrap then. It's a wrap.
Great.
And I'ma go big this shit. cashaestar. I'ma win this shit. Shine, baby, shine.